Well, there you have it, friends. Our opening lineups for tonight's game featuring 16 Vandals and Wreckfast Club, courtesy of Toe Furious and Puns and Rollers. Puns and Roses, excuse me. I am Mike Checks, joined by Magic Pony Power Hour, and we are going to be bringing you the second of tonight's doubleheader. This the adult bout.
Who's excited for some roller derby?
An amazing juniors bout. Hopefully you were able to catch that earlier.
I was here.
You were here.
I did see it. It was awesome.
It was awesome.
Oh, you weren't talking to me.
Well, you know.
were talking to them.
I was talking to them. You are absolutely right, friend.
I was curious as to why you didn't know that I was here for a whole hour and a half.
Well, you know, it's been a while since we've done this. And,
I forgot how this works.
That's right. For anybody else who watched the first bout, we will not be making the same jokes during the second bout.
No, it's totally different teams.
It is Sci-Fi Curious out on the jammer line for Wreckfast Club.
And that stomps up for 16 Vandals.
Sci-Fi guided the inside, resets in the back of the pack.
Stomps right in the inside line.
But it's Sci-Fi Curious. Lead jammer for Wreckfast Club.
Stomps is being held down at the front of the pack.
MC Slammer in the back working on defense alongside Thunder Dame, the captain.
Breaking out and on a scoring pass, Stomps.
Sci-Fi's got a couple points in the bank so far. We'll see if they look for a quick call off. Nope, gonna let the jam go.
On the inside line, Charlie Chang up front, can't stop Stomps.
4 points on the board. For 16 Vandals, Sci-Fi Curious shrugs off an exit hit from Thunder Dame, clear on a 4-point scoring pass, and calls off the jam.
Charlie Chang to the penalty box. Wreckfast Club will start this jam down 2 blockers. And somebody standing in the box.
I thought that 16 Vandals got the 3 extra points at the end of that jam. I thought the score should be flipped, but
so they're going to start down, 3 blockers with 1 standing in the box.
Wow.
Due to a last-second penalty call.
Tenacity, the only blocker for Wreckfast Club.
Trinity and Darth Molly breaking out right now for lead jammer.
Trinity trying to make purchase on the outside of the front straightaway, cannot find a lane. Meanwhile, Darth Molly, already lead jammer, working on a scoring pass.
Trinity having a hard time finding a phone line to get back on the track.
Tenacity with the exit hit on Darth Molly, who's clear for 4. Pops the apex, stayed in bounds.
Safe.
Full 4 points on that scoring pass for Darth Molly.
Trinity with the star off, looking for a pass.
Looking for a pivot.
Found a pivot. Maybe just hiding it, I guess.
Apparently so. Tenacity back playing defense for Wreckfast Club.
Darth Molly hung up way in the back right now. Trinity being recycled to the very back of the pack.
Trinity forced down in turn 1. Quick to recover, though. 16 Vandals setting up defense at the front of the pack. Toxic Haste. Sounded like a whistle multiplayer block. That is going to go against Brick Hauser. So a 14-point jam for 16 Vandals takes them to an 18-7 early lead.
Yikes.
Lady Gotcha out to jam for Wreckfast Club.
Back Stomps on the line. And
we have an official timeout. We are going to have a scoreboard correction here somewhere.
Looks like timeout brought to you by Welcome to PDX and Deb Counts Tabor, the official realtor of the Rose City Rollers.
All right, it looks like we have everything taken care of now. 4-3 blocker advantage for Wreckfast Club to start this jam. Rare pivot line start.
That just doesn't happen anymore.
Lady got you knocked to the outside, quick to reset, now starts working on the inside against Thunderdame. Thunderdame gets a couple of teammates up front, MC Slammer.
Stomps to the back of the pack. Just getting held down by the Wreckfast Club.
Lady got you knocked to the inside by Bertha Beatdown.
Stomps making no progress in the turn.
Excuse me, that was Dr. Spank and Grind. Bertha Beatdown number 11 for Wreckfast Club.
Stomps went for a run, didn't quite make it. Right now being escorted way back.
Tenacity on the recycle. Still no lead jammers. We are 48 seconds into this jam. Lady Gotcha finding no purchase. Looking for a pivot. Penalty box empties. Both teams now at full strength. And a nice spin move up front. Stomps your lead jammer.
Lady Gotcha hands off the star to on a roll.
I believe that was Tenacity taking the star.
That's what I get for reading the board.
That's all right. That's all right. Jam ends in a 4-point favor for 16 Vandals. Sci-Fi Curious back out to jam for Wreckfast Club.
And Gender Duck up for 16 Vandals.
4-3 blocker advantage for 16 Vandals as we start jam number 4. Gender Duck being held back by On a Roll, who looks like...
Up front.
No, it's Toxic Haste going to the penalty box for a directional play penalty.
It's Charlie Chang and Uno On a Roll. Oh, now you got me doing it all the time.
Both teams split up into respective defensive pods, holding back the jammers.
This is... There it goes.
Sci-Fi Curious stays on the inside lane. Lead jammer goes to Wreckfast Club.
Gender Duck down on the inside line and back up.
Blocker's getting ready for Sci-Fi's re-entry into the pack. She is greeted thusly.
The star is off. Gender Duck on the outside.
Nice stout defense in the back of the pack. Cruella doing a great job holding back Sci-Fi Curious. Gender Duck 2 to go up front. Gets around in the far straightaway. Clear on the initial pass. Sci-Fi Curious clears for 4.
Both teams battling it out in the turn back there.
Yeah, the pack was super active.
They were not waiting. That was exciting.
Looks like Toxic Haste asking about that penalty received in the last jam while skating back to the bench. 4-0 jam in favor of Wreckfast Club. 16 Vandals have them doubled up 22-11.
Oh, Dr. Spank and Grind on the line for 16 Vandals.
Trinity jamming for Wreckfast Club. Trinity now working against the front of the pack. Brickhauser and MC Slammer had to let Trinity go, who is your lead jammer. MC Slammer joining Toxic Haste in the penalty box. Oh, big hit by Brickhauser. Trinity dropped in the far straightaway, quick to recover though and clear for 4.
Spank and Grind, Dr. Spank and Grind to the penalty box.
Power jam now for Trinity and Wreckfast Club. Down 7, looking to close that gap further. Trinity goes to the outside and is escorted to the outside of the second straightaway. Toxic Haste cycles up front, beautifully dropping Trinity.
16 Vandals resetting. Drop the wall on Trinity.
Excellent defense by 16 Vandals, limiting the damage in this power jam. Penalty box empty now.
Dr. Spank and Grind back on the track.
Trinity making no purchase against this pack. Cap was passed to Toxic Haste, and the jam called off.
Just
wow.
not in time.
4 more points for Wreckfast Club, and we now have a 3-point game with a little less than 21 and a half to play in the first half.
Oh, shoot.
I was just
Jam
about to
line.
say, fans, we'd like to thank.
We would. The Jam Line brought to you by Jam on Hawthorne, Portland's best vegan-friendly, booze-friendly, kid-friendly, omnivore-friendly, everybody-friendly breakfast joint.
Darth Molly jamming for 16 Vandals, your lead jammer, opposite Lady Gotcha. Foot race to the back of the pack, Darth Molly leading. Finds an inside lane, hops it, calls off the jam, picks up 3 points, but does give up 1 in the process.
Here, I'll do a right one.
Okay.
Holler. Visit Holler. Selwood's Down Home Restaurant, Sports Bar, and Treat Shop. That's Holler.
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 I just got to say, the playlist for tonight's 80s theme spout has been on point.
Absolutely
all
awesome.
evening.
Sharp as a tack.
Darn right. Sci-Fi Curious back out jamming for Wreckfast Club. Stomps jamming for 16 Vandals. Sci-Fi Curious recycled.
Stomps getting beat down up front.
Stomps goes outside to in the second turn and pops through the pack, but with a track cut penalty to the penalty box.
Sci-Fi Curious with the helmet cover off, and now it's back on.
And I do believe that in taking that star off, not eligible for lead jammer, so this one's going 2 minutes. Thought I heard a whistle down in the corner, but I don't see anybody leaving. Active offense from Tenacity on the outside.
Sci-Fi Curious fighting to get back on the track.
Dr. Spank and Grind with that exit hit, recycling. Track cut penalty to Sci-Fi Curious. Now it Stomps in the power jam.
I thought I saw that, but then I figured, no, nobody whistled, so
Maybe that's what that whistle was earlier.
could have been. That leaves just Stomps out there getting stomped on.
Escorted to the outside of the far straightaway. Tenacity going to drag back. Did Tenacity draw the track cut?
Again.
Yes, indeed. Smart skating right there.
Wow.
Draws the track cut penalty on Stomp. Sci-Fi Curious released from the penalty box. 20 seconds left in this jam, and I don't think anybody has scored yet.
No, I'm pretty sure. There we go.
Sci-Fi through, and that was a scoring pass. 4 points. I'm sure Sci-Fi had those points held from before. 1 point game now. Sci-Fi enters the pack, goes round the outside, clear for 4 points. Jam ends. Wreckfast Club now up by 3.
Speaking of 3,
Yeah.
S1 Helmets is sponsoring our streaming broadcast of RCR's 2022 games. They're all brought to you by S1 Helmet Company. 3 times the protection. I don't know. I don't know.
It just, that's amazing.
It's a number.
Absolutely.
No one's looking.
No, you're doing just
No,
fine.
they'll never know. They'll never know.
Gender Duck jamming for 16 Vandals opposite Trinity for Wreckfast Club, and it's Gender Duck through first with lead jammer.
Swept off the track. And gets to get right back on it because
That's right. Bertha beat down on the exit hit, also went out of bounds. So Gender Duck, your lead jammer, coming up on the back of the pack. Runs into on a roll.
Gender Duck still dealing with on a roll on the backfield there. Trinity coming back around. Oh, and that jam is off.
2 points picked up by 16 Vandals, and we got ourselves a 1 point game.
Sizzle Pie, RCI's official pizza partner. And what they'd like you to know is death to fake pizza. Oh, false. No, I mean death to false pizza. True.
This is going swimmingly.
I'm just going to go home and come back, and we'll just start over.
Oh, Darth Molly jamming for 16 Vandals. Opposite Lady Gotcha for Wreckfast Club. It goes down at the pivot line. Darth Molly went low, tried to go around the outside, but it's Lady Gotcha popping through the pack with lead jammer status for Wreckfast Club. Race to the front of the pack, and Tenacity drops Darth Molly. I was distracted by the 99 Luft balloons.
I can't hear numbers and read numbers and say something different at the same time.
That's fair. That is Darth Molly working against the front of the pack, but a high block penalty will send Darth Molly to the penalty box. Power jam for Lady Gotcha.
High block's the curse of the game played earlier today.
That is true.
If you were watching.
Not wrong about that. Lady Gotcha gonna reset.
Trying to call it off. There you go.
Call off before the track cut. Yes, indeed. 4 points picked up on that jam.
Hey, PBR is back, baby. Grab one at the plow. Stop bar. Although if you're watching us, you should grab one from your refrigerator because I'm sure you have a huge supply of Pabst Blue Ribbon.
32-27 halfway through the first period. Wreckfast Club leading 16 Vandals. Sci-Fi Curious jamming for Wreckfast Club, already your lead jammer. Power jam start for Wreckfast Club, and they look like they're going to take advantage of it. Sci-Fi into the pack on a scoring pass. Staunch defense up front by 16 Vandals.
Chexy?
Yes.
Where's the other? What? There's only one star on the track.
I believe the other star might be being held.
Where?
Darth Molly pushing out the front of the pack in turn 3.
Okay, never mind.
Not a problem.
My fault. I couldn't see it. I guess that's why you do that.
That's right. Yeah. Multiplayer block being whistled in turn 4. That's going to go against Snipe. So Wreckfast Club losing one to the penalty box. Sci-Fi Curious still trying to find purchase on this.
Forearm called on
Brickhauser, I believe. No. Spanks.
Dr. Spankin' Grind.
Sci-Fi Curious ready to engage in another scoring pass. Link with the first block. Then knocked to the inside by Grim Carey.
Boy, howdy. I'm confused.
You know it's not confusing.
Two-Town cider, damn fine cider made right here in the Pacific Northwest?
Yes, indeed.
Only it depends on how many you've had.
That is
You
fair.
can grab a bright cider right now if you've got some at home, or right here at the bar. The Plow Stop bar here in the hangar. What's not confusing, Chexy?
Two-Town cider.
Oh,
That really was the
I
setup.
was right.
No, you were right. You were right.
First time of the night.
Trinity quickly through the pack to lead jammer status for Wreckfast Club.
Stomps trying to find a way through. Gets dropped to the inside and dragged to the back of the pack.
Was that Tenacity with the exit hit on that?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's kind of what I thought. Trinity through the pack on a 4-point scoring pass for Wreckfast Club.
Tenacity good that way.
Very. Stomps just stays inbound, clears on the initial pass. Meanwhile, Trinity pushes out the front of the pack for 4 more points and calls off the jam.
Hey, Sasquatch HR, making nonprofit and small business workplaces better. That's SasquatchHR.com.
Wreckfast Club, on the strength of that 8-point jam, has now extended their lead to 21. 16 Vandals have been held to goose eggs in the last few jams.
And And it's Brickhauser breaking out for lead jammer. Sorry to sound confused. I didn't see the sign.
Took them a second to figure that out
Yeah.
since Bertha Beatdown was out of the pack first.
It all happened so fast.
It did happen so fast.
I wasn't really paying attention. I'm not a very good witness.
That's all right. Fist in the air for ref solidarity. No score in that jam. And that brings us to our first team time out of the first half. That being called by 16 Vandals.
Hey, that timeout's brought to you by Welcome to PDX and Deb Counts Tabor, the official realtor of the Rose City Rollers.
Remember when we used to do music minutes for timeouts?
I know.
We would always dedicate them to somebody
That
like
was-
Randy Pan or the King or Louie.
It was always, well, for a while it was a Memorial Music Minute.
It was.
And it was
yeah.
my Memorial Music Minute, even though I was in the building and people were really confused, and then we had to stop doing that.
That's right.
It's
That's
the first time I ever realized anyone was actually
Pardon me.
listening to anything we said. Let me say that with an up ending.
I feel like we should just roll into the story where you were on your hands and knees getting called for a high block. That's,
Okay, so I got knocked
no,
down.
we've only got 4 seconds, friend. Was just
It happened
kidding.
fast. It happened so fast. Oh, time's up.
Life comes at you fast, and so did the end of timeouts.
Oh! I'll do it.
Oh. An empty penalty box to start what will be the 13th jam of this bout. A little less than 11 and a half minutes left to play in the first half. Wreckfast
16.
Club.
Vandals calling for helmet covers for a pivot. Vandals not fielding a pivot in this jam. Oh, yeah, they are.
That was what they were calling for,
Yeah,
yes.
they got it.
Sci-Fi Curious v Stomps, and it stomps out front is your lead jammer. Colonel giving chase.
Sci-Fi Curious picked up a cut and is on the way to the penalty box.
Colonel out front. I'm pretty sure Colonel saved a point there.
That jam is off. Sci-Fi Curious just sitting down. So the Vandals are going to get the first 30 seconds of this jam all to themselves. I think.
I do believe you are right. I also believe that's tenacity over there in the penalty box. Jammer and pivot.
Dang.
On a
Vandals.
roll, out front on defense. Bertha beat down in the middle. Darth Molly back in, but cuts the track. Sci-Fi Curious out of the penalty box now. Going to be working on the initial pass for Wreckfast Club, who now have a power jam. Truncated power jam at that, as Darth Molly is already standing. Trinity now out of the penalty box. Or excuse me, Tenacity. Ugh.
Another.
Bertha beat down to the penalty box for Wreckfast Club, and Darth
Dr.
Molly out of the pack and clear on the initial pass.
I was just going to say Dr. Spank and Grind back to the penalty box. Darth Molly racking them up right now.
Goes low into the outside, gets past Tenacity. 4-point scoring past Darth Molly, 8 in the jam so far.
Sci-Fi Curious back on the track, down on the inside right now.
Being recycled to the first apex. I gotta tell you, I would not want to skate against Tenacity.
No, it's terrifying. Very solid skater.
Absolutely.
Actually, everybody out here tonight is really frightening.
Well, you're not wrong about that. Sci-Fi Curious pops through the pack, clear on the initial pass for Wreckfast Club. Darth Molly still looking for points. Going to be recycled once again by, I'm sure you can guess who.
Tenacity!
Absolutely right. Sci-Fi Curious working against the defense at the front of the pack, full of Gora. Working with Toxic Haste.
Holy mackerel, nobody going anywhere that jam.
That was amazing. Looks like 3 more points for 16 Vandals, bringing their total to 11 for the Jam, 1 for Wreckfast Club.
Hey, and I want to remind you that the Jam line is brought to you by the Jam on Hawthorne, Portland's best vegan-friendly, booze-friendly, kid-friendly, omnivore-friendly, everybody-friendly breakfast. I thought I was going to get that out one. What's
all right.
Omnivore.
Gender.
I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
You know, Gender Duck jamming for 16 Vandals, Trinity jamming for Wreckfast Club.
Toxic Haste to the penalty box.
Look at Trinity pushing against Thunder Dame at the front of the pack. I can't quite tell who Thunder Dame's working with.
Thunder Dame rock solid, holding the line as far out as it can go. Soon to be compelled to allow the jammer to pass.
Lead jammer goes to Trinity, 40 seconds into the jam.
Gender Duck held down on the outside line.
Oh!
To Trinity.
Trinity in stealth mode around the outside for 4 points. Thunder Dame at the front of the pack now working against Tenacity. Gets around Tenacity and a round of applause in doing so.
Holy mackerel. That jam is off.
Wow.
Yeah, you're telling me.
6-point jam for Wreckfast Club.
How about Black Cat Plumbing? Your local neighborhood plumbing company and proud sponsor of RCR since, well, forever. That's
Yeah, pretty much so.
Black Cat Plumbing.
Black Cat Plumbing, we got our water heater from them. They were delightful to work with. Lady Gotcha opposite Stomps. Stomps going through the middle. Lady Gotcha inside to out. Meets up with Grim Carey. Grim Carey and full Agora, great on defense in the back of the pack for 16 Vandals. Meanwhile, Stomps having a hard time at the front of the pack, finds room on the inside and clears for lead jammer.
Lady Gotcha absolutely swarmed in green back there. Pulls off a very stealth helmet cover pass.
And then an exit hit on Stomps. Nice job, Lady Gotcha.
Right on top of things. Again. And
big hit on the far straightaway and to the penalty box.
Wreckfast Club puts their jammer in the box.
Down. So Stomp's going to try and close the 11-point gap. 16 Vandals. Whistle in the back, low block.
Full Agora.
Yeah, that's full Agora working with number 816 Cruella still on the track.
Oh, Grim Carey to the penalty box.
Stomps, 8 points so far this jam's. Going to meet a full contingent of Wreckfast Club blockers at the front of the pack. Calls off the jam after getting one. And that's going to bring the 16 Vandals to within 6 points as we've got 4 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the first half.
Buffalo Gap Eatery and Saloon. John's Landing's favorite eatery and saloon. That's the Buffalo Gap.
4-3 blocker advantage for Wreckfast Club to start this jam. Sci-Fi Curious jamming once again.
Already penalties being blown all over the place. Swagatha on the way to the box.
Both jammers already clear on their initial pass. Sci-Fi, your lead jammer, Brickhauser, giving up about a quarter of the track. Sci-Fi goes to the outside, picks off 3 points and calls off the jam. Wreckfast Club reestablishing a 9-point lead.
That was a quick one. Hey, Wild CBD, sparkling waters and edible delights that enhance every moment. It's right about now, if you're watching us, you probably wish you'd eaten a whole bunch more of those things.
That's wild.
Wild.
CBD.
Wow.
Oh.
Darth Molly And Trinity back on the line.
Trinity goes down in the front straightaway pack now, just getting to the pivot line. Darth Maul trying to work against On a Roll.
16 Vandals just putting the thumb screws to Trinity right now.
On a Roll, Charlie Chang and Bertha Beatdown at the front of the pack for Wreckfast Club.
Trinity should have taken the blue pill.
Forearm penalty, and that's going to be assessed against Toxic Haste, who does not care for the call. Giving a full critique on the way to the penalty box.
Yikes.
Darth Maul working against the back of the pack.
Trinity
pops
up front.
out, gets around Thunder Dame for lead jammer. Bertha beat down one of the Wreckfast Club captains on the pullback. Swagatha up playing offense.
Charlie
Chang to the penalty box.
Jinx.
Toxic Haste now back out on the track. Darth Maul escapes the pack, but caught the track in the process to the penalty box.
Trinity's back on the track.
Being
Getting dragged down
recycled
right now.
Yeah.
Might as well go way back.
It was full of Gora on the drawback, if I could see the number correctly.
And that jams off.
4 more points for Wreckfast Club.
Laurelhurst Theater and Pub, bringing the best classic and modern cinema to Portland. That's Laurelhurst Theater and Pub. Cinema.
62-49, Wreckfast Club up by 13. Buck 14 left in the first half. Sci-Fi Curious, who has jammed a lot in this first half, picks up lead jammer.
A lot.
Forearm penalty being whistled at the front of the pack, and that is going to go against Tenacity. Sci-Fi Curious into the pack on a scoring pass. Is that resting blitz face to the penalty box as well? Looks like.
Yes.
Darth Maul jumps the first
Darth
apex,
Maul.
clears on the initial pass. Sci-Fi Curious still your lead jammer, working on a scoring pass for Wreckfast Club. Calls off the jam and
Stop the bleeding.
3-0 for Wreckfast Club on that jam. Did we get a team timeout there? No, yes we did.
Hey, that timeout's brought to you by Welcome to PDX and Deb Counts Tabor, the official realtor of your Rose City Rollers.
All right, I'm sure, whoa. Apparently there was no timeout, and we are going to halftime.
Hey, it's halftime.
Your score at the break, Wreckfast Club 65, 16 Vandals, 49 fans. We will be back in a little less than 15 minutes with the second half of
noises.
action.
All right.
Welcome back to the second half, friends. We have the Wreckfast Club taking on 16 Vandals. Wreckfast Club with a 16-point lead coming out of halftime. A halftime that went a little bit long, you know, as it does from time to time.
I promise I'm going to try a lot harder in this half to do a better job. I feel like I really let myself down, and all of you people at home on that last.
Well, you know what, Pony, you are a second half player, and I believe in you. Second half, as a matter of fact, underway. Stomps being escorted to the outside of the first turn.
Trinity blasts out the front end, lead jammer.
Tenacity rejoins the pack as the penalty box starts to empty out for the Wreckfast Club. Trinity being sent to the penalty box for a forearm penalty. Stomps now the one in the power jam for 16 Vandals.
Brickhauser in to sweep the line to get everybody off her Jammer.
Thunder Dame doing great work up front, and there was a whistle, but
A cut called on number 83, Macy DC.
and it looks like Stomp's going to the penalty box as well, so we will do the Jammer Do-si-do.
Switcheroo.
This jam will go the full 2 minutes.
58 seconds left in this jam since we are not going to have a lead jammer anymore.
Trinity back on the track. Thunder Dame up front right now, holding
What
things
a
down.
battle between the two of them. Holy cow. Look at that. Thunder Dame giving no quarter up front.
Pack is getting really stretched out, bridged out by Tenacity. Trinity finally breaking out. Thunder Dame on the run, can't catch up.
Thunder Dame and Brickhauser, an amazing tandem at the front of that pack.
Slight equipment malfunction there, a little shoe tying action.
Doing that in stride. MC Slammer out of the penalty box. Trinity shrugs off that hit, shrugs off a hit from Thunder Dame, stays in bounds and clears for 4 more. 8 points this jam for Trinity.
Stumps held down in the very back by Tenacity, just not letting go.
Wow.
Hey everybody. Killer Burger. 5 minutes from the hangar to Killer Burger. Burgers, beers, and bottomless fries. That's Killer Burger. Bam, I get points for that one.
Yeah, you do. Well done.
Nailed it.
That's right.
I'm gonna nail a bucket of those bottomless fries too.
I don't blame you. Sci-Fi Curious on the jam line for Wreckfast Club opposite Darth Molly for 16 Vandals.
Sci-Fi Curious back on the line. And up front, breaking out. Lead jammer goes back to Wreckfast Club.
Sci-Fi Curious has jammed a ton tonight for Wreckfast Club.
Over and over.
Brickhauser rejoining the back of the pack for 16 Vandals, and Darth Molly to the penalty box. Power jam now for Wreckfast Club.
Sci-Fi Curious up against that monstrous Wreckfast Club wall. And
Tenacity on active offense, could not clear a lane for Sci-Fi. Toxic Haste back to play defense.
Tenacity.
Cruella getting dropped in turn 1 by Tenacity.
Sci-Fi Curious up front with Toxic Haste still.
Brickhauser to the penalty box. Darth Molly being released. 16 Vandals really locked down their defense when they're trying to kill a jammer penalty. Darth Molly clear on the initial pass. Tenacity to the penalty box.
And that jam is off.
Wow.
Wow. Hey, Secret Aardvark, the local made flavor that kicks you in the mouth. Secret Aardvark.
What do you like it better on, eggs or pizza?
I like another brand of hot sauce on pizza that comes in a bottle with a triangular
That's
label,
not,
a diamond-shaped
that's not
label.
Secret Aardvark, gotcha.
But I do like Aardvark on just about everything else.
Okay. Dr. Spank and Grind for 16 Vandals jamming against Lady Gotcha.
Dr. Spank and Grind to the outside of the track. Dr. Spank and Grind, Dr. Spank and Grind right back on the track.
Up front, it's Lady Gotcha dancing to the outside, picking up lead jammer for Wreckfast Club. Charlie Chang to the penalty box.
Grind on the inside, breaks free.
Charlie Chang to the penalty box along with Grim Carey. 3-on-3 in the pack. Both teams do have their jammers on the track.
And that jam is off.
3 more points for Wreckfast Club. Their lead now 31 with 25 minutes left to play. Speaking of one,
Holla, make Holla you Sellwood, your new pre-bout game for food, drink, ritual. Sometimes pre-bout game, food, and drink ritual.
I would
at
be fine with
Holla.
at
Holla
both.
for Holla.
Will do.
Dang, I am so bad at this.
Gender Duck jamming opposite Trinity, and Gender Duck through with lead jammer already for 16 Vandals. 16 Vandals needing to find a spark right now, and Gender Duck might just be that. Into the back of the pack, sliding
Gender Duck
through.
finds a way around.
4-point scoring pass, penalty box empties. Charlie Chang and Grim Carey back on the track for their respective teams.
Gender Duck back in. Drop to the inside.
This is scoring pass number 2 for Gender Duck. Tripped up by Folagora.
Gender Duck trying to break through on the outside now. Full wall of 4. Toxic Case trying to break things up.
Folagora and Thunderdame doing great defense at the back of the pack. Gender Duck through 8 points so far this jam. It's exactly what 16 Vandals needed. And back in once again is Gender Duck. Whistle called, nearly everybody stopped. Swag to the penalty box for Wreckfast Club.
Swagatha to the penalty box. Breaking out. Hat in hand.
Thunderdame went out for an exit hit and then pulled back. Gender Duck calls off the jam, but not before picking up 11 points overall. 16 Vandals back within 20.
That's a big help.
Darn right.
Hey, what about WSL Leadership Coaching, helping you be more awesome in your work, sport, and life?
It's great.
Nailed it.
80-60, 22 minutes, 37 seconds left in the second half. Sci-Fi Curious jamming again, stomps the opponent. Pack got way split up.
Sci-Fi Curious just powering around the outside line.
Wow.
Brickhauser to the penalty box.
Bertha beat down, attempted a last second hit on Stomps, did not connect. Stomps is your lead jammer and calls off the jam. Only the second or third jam this game with no score, Pony.
The scoreboard does not show that. I forgot, we're in the second half. Like, this is exciting stuff.
It is.
The time is just running away from me.
Left.
20-point game, 21 minutes, 35 seconds left in the second half. Lady Gotcha opposite Darth Molly. 16 Vandals in green, Wreckfast Club in pink if you're just joining us this second half, and it's Darth Molly through the pack first lead, jammer going to 16 Vandals.
Lady Gotcha working through the pack. Toxic Haste in the way.
Resting Blitzface trying to screen out Toxic Haste.
Tenacity saving the day on that one.
Toxic Haste to the penalty box again. Lady Gotcha clears on the initial pass for Wreckfast Club. Darth Molly knocked to the outside of the first apex, calls off the jam from the floor, but did pick up 3 points.
Hey, wild CBD. It's like surfing the clouds on a surfboard made of pure energy.
That is wild.
It's a lot like today's game.
Wild CBD.
I'm loving it. Oh, hey, did I mention that Pabst Blue Ribbon is a sponsor again?
I believe that you did.
Pabst Blue Ribbon. They're back, baby.
They're back. Trinity for Wreckfast Club. Stomps wearing the star for 16 Vandals. Trinity shrugging off hit after hit through the pack first lead, jammer Wreckfast Club. Stomps goes to the outside. Oh, nice exit hit in corner 2. As Trinity rolls by undetected through turn 2 on a 4-point scoring pass.
It all happened so fast.
You know, as quick as this game has been, and for an adults game, it definitely has been a fast one. The juniors game we saw earlier, those kids just play at a just nearly frenetic speed.
Especially the second half. It seemed to get wilder in the second half.
You are not wrong about that.
Up front, Trinity working with Toxic Haste.
Look at that brace 2 wall up front.
Absolutely solid as a rock. And
We've
switcheroo. Everybody change places.
That's right.
Nothing changes. Trinity calls it off.
You know, you bring up an interesting point, friend. We have seen some amazing defense in this game.
That's true.
87-63, 19 minutes and 8 seconds left in the second half.
Hey, we'd like to thank Shebop and Portland Vital Signs.
You know who else we'd like to thank is somebody that sponsors the Jam line.
Oh,
The Jam on Hawthorne.
the Jam on Hawthorne.
Sci-Fi Curious jamming for the 4,000th time this game. Your lead jammer for Wreckfast Club. Asterisk, all stats are completely made up this evening. With the exception of the score, naturally.
Yeah, I think the score one is, that part is real.
Right.
It's real athletic, real sport.
Grim carry to the penalty box for a 30-second penalty for 16 Vandals. Full Agora, great defense in the back of the pack for 16 Vandals. Sci-Fi Curious still working on the first scoring pass. Gender Duck still working on the initial. Which probably means there's been some stout defense up front by Wreckfast Club.
All night. Hey, we'd like to thank Trailhead Credit Union. Trailhead Credit Union, banking for the nonconformist. So all you goths and punks and metalheads and steampunkers,
all you kids with your hula hoops and your Pac-Man video games,
bank at Trailhead Credit Union.
Bertha beat down for Wreckfast Club. Darth Molly for 16 Vandals, and it's Darth Molly through the pack first. A needed lead jammer for 16 Vandals. Bertha beat down. Cut track called. Darth Molly through the pack, 4-point scoring pass. Checks in with the bench. They say roll this jam. Darth Molly obliges, coming up on the back of the pack for a second scoring pass.
Just a skip through the apex there.
Goes low to the outside. Yes! Cannot stay in, but Charlie Chang went out. No pass. No penalty. 4-point scoring pass.
Really good.
No track cut penalty.
Oh.
Well,
I didn't see it. Remember there was that high block earlier that I did see? I did not see this.
Not everybody's going to see everything, friend. That's just that's just Bertha beat down, trying to work through the pack for Wreckfast Club.
And Brickhauser coming in, holding the inside line.
I feel like MC Slammer and Thunder Dame have been working together nearly all bout on defense up front.
It's pretty scary. That's solid.
Yeah, they are a formidable duo. Darth Molly back out of the penalty box. Out of play penalty. Bertha beat down, working against the front of the pack. 22 seconds left in the jam.
Beatdown having a rough time up there.
MC Slammer and Grim Carey working together, and Bertha beat down through, clear on the initial. 7 seconds.
16 Vandals swarm back and break their jammer out.
1 point given up, 2 points given up, 3 points given up. But 4 more picked up by 16 Vandals. 11-3 should be the score in the jam, and it was. 19 points separating these teams as we are just about halfway through this second half. Looks like we are getting a call for an official review from the 16 Vandals bench.
Uh-oh.
So before you go into that, well, you can probably do a quick read real quick.
I can, and I will.
All right.
See me stalling.
I'd get to it quickly.
I can't get the page open.
All right, all right.
We'd like to thank Porcano Taqueria and 187 Pads.
Well done.
There you go. That was an
Okay,
easy one.
yes. Darth Bling, our head referee, and we are going to get word on what this official review is.
Give us the what for. He's going to do the thing where he turns it off.
Green is contesting the cut call on their jammer.
All right.
All right, so that one's easy. 16 Vandals didn't like the cut call on their jammer. Now, I will admit, I thought the blocker went down.
Yeah.
And I didn't see.
They went out right.
So
I didn't see it. I'm on record saying I didn't see it. We'd also like to thank PDX Pipeline and the Portland Mercury.
So Darth Blang already ready to talk to both coaches. Tarantula now comes and joins the conversation. 93-74 the score on the board right now. 15-13 left to play in the game. Wreckfast Club leading.
On a personal note, I'd like to thank S1 Helmets for sponsoring our streaming broadcast.
That's
all
all.
of 2022 games are brought to you by S1 Helmets.
Upon review, the cut call was valid. The non-initiator was the one that went out. The initiator was further back in the pack and stayed inbounds. Therefore, the cut call stands.
Oh, well, there you go.
Great explanation by head referee Darth Bling there.
He's so good at
It
that.
really is. On a personal note, I'd like to thank my mom, whose birthday is on Monday. Happy birthday, Mom. Lady Gotcha, the jammer in pink. Opposite Stomps, the jammer in green. And away they go. Stomps on the inside, but look who it is at the front of the pack.
Lady Gotcha appears to have broken out.
Toxic Haste and Tenacity going at one another at the front of the pack. Stomp still looking for a way through and gets through on the outside. I believe that was Link providing the offense on the inside rail. Lady Gotcha calls off the jam while being recycled, and I don't know that there were any points scored in that jam. Up one. 1 point scored in that jam. 94-71. 95-71. Apparently that was 2 points. That's because there was a skater in the box. You score a point for each one of those.
Takes a lot of thinking. Rebel Heart Therapy, individual and relational therapy for Portland's Black Sheep and Unicorns.
Sci-Fi Curious jamming for Wreckfast Club. Gender Duck for 16 Vandals. Both jammers having a difficult time finding their way through the pack, but it's Sci-Fi Curious.
Gender Duck is still stuck in the pack.
Bertha beat down to the penalty box for Wreckfast Club.
Gender Duck working to pass off the helmet cover.
Meanwhile, Sci-Fi skates on the outside, untouched, 4 points.
Dr. Spankengrind with the star in hand at the moment at the back of the pack.
Sci-Fi's trip to the pack was not as easy as the last one, but still fairly easy. 4 more points this jam. Wreckfast Club starting to skate away with this one.
Dr. Spankengrind breaks out and is on a scoring pass.
Sci-Fi Curious through the pack, 4 more points, checks in with the bench. They say push it, and now that their blocker's out of the penalty box, they say call it, call it.
It's all about timing.
It's the little things like that, you know?
That's
Time
what
management.
make me appreciate the game almost as much as I appreciate
The players?
cider made right here in the Pacific Northwest, like the cider from Two Town Cider.
You know, it is damn fine cider.
You could grab a bright cider right now if you had some at home.
Beyond Thunder Day.
I do wish they still made the ginger one. That one was delightful.
Oy vey.
Yeah. Thunder Dame jamming for 16 Vandals opposite Trinity.
Thunder Dame up front just powers around the outside.
Trinity wastes no time in stashing the star and passing it. That is Tenacity now, giving up about half the track to Thunder Dame.
Thunder Dame, having blocked most of this game, not played a lot, comes in pretty fresh in the later half of the second half.
3 points, 1 picked up by Tenacity.
And Thunder Dame, a pretty solid jammer.
Absolutely. So 2 point advantage going to 16 Vandals in that jam. Under 12 minutes left to play in the second half. 34-point spread in this game. Lady Gotcha back out to jam.
Darth Molly and Lady Gotcha again.
Darth Molly jamming for 16 Vandals.
Lady Gotcha up front. Brick Hauser there to meet. Right now,
Shifting back inside.
Lady Gotcha breaks out. Takes lead jammer from Spanx. Spanx right now looking for some redemption on the line. Brick Hauser finishes it off.
Darth Molly up front trying to push out the pack, which has gotten incredibly spread out.
That is a rough line right there.
In the back of the pack?
Yeah.
Yes.
Lady Gotcha is absolutely fearless.
Wow, on a roll, doing amazing defense up front against Darth Molly, who cleared on the initial.
Brick Hauser heading to the pack, to the penalty box.
So 16 Vandals going to be down one blocker to start next jam.
Hey, we'd like to thank Die My Darling Hair Salon and Sisu Mouth Guards.
I'd like to thank Die My Darling for having an excellent name for a salon.
Me too.
Absolutely. Blocker advantage for Wreckfast Club. Sci-Fi Curious
And
jamming.
Stomps.
Stomp stays in bounds. Lead jammer goes to 16 Vandals. Fulagora to the penalty box.
Sci-Fi Curious down at the back of the pack, taking a minute to reset. And now,
Lincoln Toxic Haste working together on defense there.
fresh strategy until they get involved.
Forcing Paxton is right now for Wreckfast Club.
Sci-Fi Curious. Oh, takes a hand
Wow.
from Blitz.
Nice
That
move
was
around the
such a
inside.
sweep.
Yeah. Thing was, Toxic Haste had that defense in the backfield completely locked down.
So great. Do you
Just-
mind getting these people out of my way for a moment? Oh, bye.
Wow.
I'd love to kiss you, but
Oh.
I just washed my hair. Bye.
35 points separating the two teams. Wreckfast Club 112, 16 Vandals 77. Scotia over 9 minutes left to play in the second half.
Almost too many people on the track there for a second.
Fourthly, blocker advantage for Wreckfast Club. Trinity jamming, working against MC Slammer at the front of the pack. Gender Duck working against a brace 2-wall at the back.
Gender Duck just getting piled on.
Trinity did a nice job taking MC Slammer to the inside and then spinning around for the lead jammer. Well played. Not
Whoop.
so lucky that time.
No. It was very graceful, though.
That is true. Thunder Dame now
Oh.
with the cap in hand and now on a helmet, your jammer of record for 16 Vandals, but not for long.
And amazingly, that jam was called off. Now, Mike, if you're wearing the star inside out like that, does it count?
No, it does not.
No, well, that would have been terrible.
$116 to 77, 8:23, 8:24 left in the game, and a team timeout being called by 16 Vandals.
Hey, this timeout brought to you by Welcome to PDX and Deb Counts Tabor, the official realtors of your Rose City Rollers.
Fans, we are going to have a home season in 2022. At least it's on the schedule. Yeah.
Nothing. What could go wrong?
Just absolutely nothing. Wow.
Who's gonna know?
Do we have somebody that is no longer skating with us? I believe we do. I believe Brick Hauser
Oh,
has picked up too many penalties to continue skating roller derby for the evening.
I mean, how many's too many, really?
2, 4, 6, 7. Seven
Seven is all you need.
Unlucky number 7, apparently, for Brick Hauser.
Blitz, Swagatha.
You know, Brick
Slammer.
Hauser skated in a lot of jams.
A lot. That's how you rack up penalties.
Well, that is true.
In my experience.
That is, you are not wrong there, friend. Tenacity jamming for Wreckfast Club. Darth Molly for 16 Vandals, who is your lead jammer. Tenacity out of the pack, giving up about half the track.
And here comes Tenacity. Tenacity hits the pack.
Ooh!
Definitely grabbed a couple on the way through.
There was a little bit of chaos there in turn 2 at the end of that jam.
It helps. Depends on what you're looking for.
Only a single point difference in that jam, 4-3 in favor of 16 Vandals. Four-3 pack advantage in favor of Wreckfast Club. Hey, guess who's jamming for Wreckfast Club?
It would be Stumps. No,
That's
Sci-Fi Curious.
There you go.
I knew it was one of them. Do the colors on their jerseys actually mean something? How do they know who they're playing against?
Sci-Fi Curious, your lead jammer for Wreckfast Club, the team that happens to be skating in pink this evening. Stomps, push to the outside of the far straightaway. Gonna recycle.
MC Slammer up front.
Macy
Right
DC up there as well. Grim carry. And the end of a
Jam's
jam.
Huh.
4 points for Wreckfast Club. 42 points now, the difference. 16 Vandals need to string a few jams together here.
I'd love to see that happen.
Penalty box empty to start jam number 18. Full of Gora jamming for 16
Holy
Vandals, who
mackerel.
escapes the pack quickly.
Like no one was watching. And that's Lady Gotcha out there.
Lady Gotcha finds Thunderdame at the front of the pack. Nice move to the outside of turn 2.
Toxic Case giving Thunderdame just enough time to recycle to the front.
Out of play penalties being assessed, a number of them.
Oh, there goes half the lineup from the Wreckfast Club.
This is exactly what 16 Vandals needed. Fulagora already 4 points on the board. Looking for some help at the front of the pack. Being bridged out in the middle.
How far is it gonna go? There we go.
Fulagora, 4 points on that scoring pass.
Another penalty called on Swagatha.
Swagatha going, so is Cruella. We are getting to a tiny pack here. Fulagora through for another 4 points. 12-point jam so far for 16 Vandals. Mass exodus from the penalty box for Wreckfast Club, though.
Right around the outside. Fulagora holding it together.
Oh,
Kicks
track
up a
cut penalty. It looked too sick to be true, and apparently it was.
I wanted to believe.
I did want to believe. As for me and Pony, we believed. So Fulagora now the only skater in the penalty box. Lady Gotcha trying to make something happen at the back of the pack for Wreckfast Club. That pack is giving no purchase whatsoever.
No one's helping.
Star pass to Swagatha, who seems to be met with the same 4 blockers from 16 Vandals that weren't letting Lady...
Every time.
Right. Wow.
Lady Gotcha cannot fight through that lineup.
Look at that 16 Vandals defense, 15-0 jam.
Fulagora.
Absolutely right.
Fulagora.
27 points now the difference, 4 minutes left in the second half. That was a great jam.
I enjoyed that.
If you were a 16
deal.
Vandals fan, absolutely. Wreckfast Club may not have been as happy with that one.
Darth Molly on the line with Sci-Fi Curious again.
But it's Trinity through the pack first with the lead jammer.
And
look at this race.
Wow, I love it.
Wow.
That was It was like speed skating.
That was fun. Like most things fun, it didn't last long enough, but, you know.
Story of my life.
Still a 27-point game now, crawling on 3 minutes left in the second half. 16 Vandals still needing like 2 jams worth of scoring here. Oh, that'll be a fun battle up front. Thunder Dame and Tenacity. Oh, and Tenacity doing the work up front. Sci-Fi Curious overtakes lead jammer Wreckfast Club.
How did that happen?
Tenacity to the penalty box, but you know what? Mission accomplished.
Yeah, it was worth it.
Absolutely worth it. Stomps through the pack now, clear on the initial pass for 16 Vandals, and Sci-Fi Curious calls off the jam after picking up 2.
Whew. Holy mackerel. 16 Vandals closing up this game. It could go either way now in the last 2 minutes.
Looking to get at least 2 jams out of that time if humanly possible.
Yeah, you bet. 4.
Problem is, with only 1 timeout, they can only stop the clock once if the scoreboard in the hangar here is correct.
Trinity and Darth Molly back on the line.
Darth Molly goes low into the outside, but gets recycled, as
Both
does
jammers.
Trinity.
Whoa,
now here's
way
the
back,
thing,
way
as
back.
16 Vandals, do you want to keep like dragging back?
And breaking out, Darth Molly.
No pass, no
Not.
penalty, no lead jammer. Which means Wreckfast Club is in control the next 2 minutes. Actually, they are not. Trinity to the penalty box, no lead jammer.
This is going to run the whole time.
That's right. There's 3 seconds difference between the period clock and the jam clock.
Plenty of time for Darth Molly to rack this up.
4 points, needs 25 more.
Jump, 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 yes!
Needs 21 more. Pack slowly moving through turn 2. Again, Darth Molly low into the outside.
You can't
Tries to call off the jam. Is still on the track. Jam is still live.
And
What?
apparently the...
Or no, it's not.
How is something... I didn't see it.
I
You and I
missed
didn't see it.
a thing with the stuff.
From where we're standing, we couldn't see what
And we
happened.
have an official timeout being called on the track as
I think that's a good idea.
head referee Darth Bling is going to try and figure out what just happened. As it stands right now, there is 19 seconds left on the clock, and we do still have a 21-point game. I believe a penalty is going to be assessed to 16 Vandals for calling off the jam when they did not have lead jammer.
Darth Blink talking.
So a little bit of chaos here at the end of the adult game. Wreckfast Club 125, 16 Vandals 104. 19 seconds on the clock, and lo and behold, jammer to the penalty box. Darth Molly called off a jam in which they did not have lead jammer.
Green jammer was not lead during the last jam. They attempted to call it off, and the officials called off the jam by accident. That is an illegal call off by rule. Therefore, the green jammer will be in the box at the start of this jam.
Well, there you go.
He's so good.
You nailed it, Mike.
He's so good. So power start for Sci-Fi Curious in what is likely to be the last jam in this game. This is going to take quite a Hail Mary if 16 Vandals are going to pull this out.
2 minutes on the clock.
They're looking for a jammer penalty out of Sci-Fi Curious real quickly in this jam. Sci-Fi Curious doing a nice job staying in the center of the track, not really working to the inside or out. Nice defense on behalf of 16 Vandals. Link working.
Thunder Dame, Toxic Haste, and Link. That's a great
That's full of
lineup
Gora
for-
up front too, yep.
Oh!
Sci-Fi finds lead jammer status. Waits
they
for the
burned up
period
the
clock
time.
to end and calls off the jam. Well done by Wreckfast Club. Unofficial score on the board, 125 Wreckfast Club, 16 Vandals, 104. Pony, I think it's safe to say that our winners were Wreckfast
game
Club
is
this
over?
evening. Yep. It has been an absolutely wonderful evening of Derby, friends. We are so glad you could join us. Please to make sure that you check the Rose City Rollers website. We've got a home season scheduled for 2022, and you can find that schedule online. Tons of games coming up in the next few weeks. Please to be making sure you can join us.
Thanks for coming.
We appreciate you all. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend.